So I don't know where you guys are, but this morning the sun started coming up much earlier than it usually does. And I was just like so happy because I don't know, like waking up when it's still dark. So when the sun came out, I'm like, oh, it's so nice because I was just like, oh, it doesn't feel so dark and cold. Um, I don't know about you guys, but to be honest, I'm still not a morning person, but today the sun came out and I felt more of a morning person
You don't
than
have to be,
ever.
you don't have to be a morning person.
I'm more of like a 7 a.m., 6:36 at the
You're
earliest
so
type of
high.
girl. Oh, why is it so high? This is the only time you can be taller than me. Yeah, mornings are not.
Do you love the height?
I don't know. I feel like I'm higher than the laptop. Like you need a
Yeah,
little like
the stand.
your stand thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
We're still
Grand Rising.
moving things around in the house. So,
Yeah, we're just still getting organized.
oh my goodness, Joanna, I woke up at 4 a.m. for the first time in forever, and it wasn't to catch a flight. Yeah, that's the only time you'll see us wake up early is to catch a flight. Like, but we'll just literally roll out and just like roll out. Um, Goody, I saw the light at 4:50 a.m. Like, wow, it's earlier than usual. Yeah, Goody, you're a morning person, yeah? Shout out to morning people.
That's good. It's important
Oh
because
yeah,
yeah, especially if you're on the West Coast, like think about the East Coast, right? The
yeah,
East Coast is 3 hours ahead.
yeah.
So yeah, I was talking to one of my buddies and he's a consultant and he was telling me how he has to wake up 3 hours ahead, right? He's in the West Coast, so he has to wake up 3 hours ahead of everyone else over here in order for to be just caught up over
Hmm.
there, you know?
Hmm.
And he actually wakes up earlier than the East Coast because he wants to just basically be ahead of everyone over there. So that way, if his clients on the East Coast contacts him for anything, he already has information and insights to offer, right? That's huge value right there. So that's just the job of a consultant.
I think
Okay.
that's really cool. You know what I like about traveling when we go to the East Coast or like the central area is like we're kind of on their like time schedule.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
when we come
yeah.
back, like our bodies are still a little sometimes, but not really, because you need a vacation after your vacation. So then I still sleep in.
I don't. I've been forcing myself to wake up. Okay. So it's 6:04. Last, all right. Let's see. Last fire hour episode, we discussed a few things, and I mentioned that I'm gonna go over uh two things, like specifically. One is the experiment, right? And then the second thing is the 7-day experiment cycle. And so the first experiment that I did, because I shared that I was going to test an experiment last week, is about marketing, social media. And one thing that I learned from my mentor, who is a multi-millionaire and considered like a legend in the online space, entrepreneur space at least, um, one thing I learned from him was the person or entrepreneur or individual, whoever, that tests the fastest ideas and gets the data, they'll win. And the reason why it's because everyone here who has access to social media, how many experiments can you run? You know what I mean? Like how fast can you run every single different idea and then actually get the data and then from there retest and pivot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So, oh, yeah, let's go. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, so, and we love you too.
I saw him this morning. I was like, oh, I was like,
What?
here I am, just in a sweater.
So actually, I did this on purpose as well, because after this call, we have a meeting. So, but
We do.
yeah, but the other thing is, and I'm gonna share with you
I'm gonna still
guys,
show up in my sweater.
I'm gonna share with you throughout this call as well. But when it comes to experiments, like running experiments, okay, this is why I said like become a mad scientist. Do your best to experiment as fast as you can, because when you're doing that, you're getting more data. Imagine. if you had like imagine just being able to be in a room, let's say it's a round table, and there's people in the room that you look up to, that you learn from, that you can just ask them a question right at the table. And then they can give you the answer, which is just knowledge transferring. And then now you downloaded their information into you like that, just through communication. Like when it comes to experimenting, that's literally what you're doing because you just don't know what the answer or solution is just yet. And the beauty of experimenting is like that you can't fail, right? You can like you're not going to lose. You're only going to learn, right? You're only going to learn what works and what's going to help you get closer to your goals. And
Mhm.
so when it comes to experimenting, like on social media, when it comes to marketing, right? One of the things I learned from my mentor was how fast can you test your marketing campaigns against the market? How fast can you test your ideas against the market to see what works?
Mhm.
And the goal is to find a winning content campaign, or the goal is to find a winning marketing campaign and a winning idea so that way it just moves the needle forward in your business. And so this is for everything. And especially because of the time that we're in right now, right? Social media. Everyone has access to social media. And I actually wanted to bring up some stats too as well, because I want to just like I want to this is for myself as well, but also everyone here can learn a thing or two when it comes to analyzing the data, when it comes to the analytics of social media, specifically for Instagram. There's other platforms I can like review, but like I want to just go over Instagram because that's what everyone is building on as well.
Oh, did you need my phone?
Yeah. And so, and I know that there was a question, like there was like a question from yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a question come through. So shout out to Carla.
Okay. Yeah, we'll ask the question again. And I'll go over what I think. Okay. But so for me, like the experiment that I ran last week, there was actually congrats, Carla. Well, thank you for asking the question because questions lead to answers, right?
Yeah.
And whether the answer is right or wrong, it's data. It's data. It's more knowledge for you to work with and then figure out like exactly as like what's the next step. There's three things I have, right? When it comes to just problem solving, it's clarity, direction, and speed. And so when it comes to clarity, direction, speed, right? Speed is the bonus. Speed is just the
Yes, have
natural
a
thing.
wonderful day.
I'm sorry? Oh, I didn't do this. Thank you. Okay. When it comes to speed, right? That's the byproduct. That's just like the natural thing. So when it comes to like clarity is everything because if without clarity you can't move forward, right? And the direction is just about like which way to go. So clarity is always number one. You got to find the clarity. How do you find that? It's through knowledge transfer. It's through communication. It's through just data collection, right? So from there, once you get the data, you have enough information to make a decision. And so when you make a decision, then that's just moving the needle forward. What hopefully it's the right way though, right? Because it depends on the data. Sorry, I'm just all right. So anyways, when it comes to like the whole entire process, right? It's the scientific method from last time I told you, and shared from last week. Scientific method to test to experiment faster because that's just a proven methodology. And then from there, it's just the philosophies. It's like what type of philosophy do you have so that way you can move the needle forward faster and navigate the world on your terms, right? What's going to help you? So the two experiments that I ran, can you open it? The two experiments that I ran was one, I wanted to offload and delegate my video editing that I do with Star Motorworks with the auto shop
Mhm.
to someone that I've been building a relationship with over the past year. And it's a video editor. I feel like I her work is good. She knows what's up. I think that her philosophy for video editing is good. The expense is relatively low for the value. It's low cost, high value creation. And so I tested it. I tested it and everything worked out. Posted it. We got like 30,000 views on it, and that's not bad. Got 30,000 views, and we also got a lead from that same day. So for me, the cost of the video editor was so low, and the lead that came in is going to cover all that and more. And on top of that, it's probably going to cover the entire month for that expense. So guess what? Like that was a winning experiment for me. Does that make sense? And so now, because I found a winning experiment, it unlocks more experiments for me to run. So now how many more pieces of content can I get out there, and how many more leads can I come in that can I attract in through the video editing delegation? And then from there, how much revenue can we increase? And that doesn't even include like brand awareness. That doesn't even include building the brand presence. Doesn't even include the networking opportunities that are unlocked from brand awareness. Doesn't include any of that stuff, but it's all encompassed into one thing, because that's the 20% that gets the 80 done, right? So it just depends on like the experiments that you're trying to run. But that was one experiment that I ran last week. And I shared before that I was going to run an experiment. So that was only one. The second experiment that I ran was testing different copy. So when I say copy, um, copywriting is just sales in the form of print, right? It's sales in the form of print. It's sales in the form of your words that you're sharing with people out there. This is super important, especially if you're building on social media. Why? It's because what are you communicating to the world? What are you saying through your words to the world? Because social media is a megaphone, right? You're echoing, or it will echo whatever you are sharing. That's why when I say the philosophy, like the framework of the mind, when whatever you reflect out, you attract back in. That's exactly what happens with Thrive. For example, if you're sharing and showing Thrive all the time, what are you reflecting out into the world? Thrive. So what will naturally come back to you? People interested in Thrive. Does that make sense? So for me, the copy that I was testing in, because one of the reels that I'm going to go over, the analytics, and we can go over it together. But it's about like a reel that we did. It's literally like less than 15 or 17 seconds. And it got, where is it at?
That one. Oh, it's at 1.9 now.
Okay.
That was overnight.
Yeah.
Not bad.
1.9 million views now so far. So I think it's going to keep going, actually. But 1.9 million views. Okay. Right there.
It's the pink ball one.
Yeah. And everyone, okay. So when it comes to like the analytics, like the second experiment that I was running, okay, because I'm emphasizing that run experiments weekly. Okay. We're gonna go over the framework to run your experiments weekly as well. But literally, like on this video, you know how many times I changed the copy?
So
This
many.
copy?
Too many. So many. So many.
All this thing?
So freaking many.
Like I changed the copy at least 11 times. Okay? At least 11 times. Why though? It's because there's many factors. We're gonna go over it in the analytics when I review it. And everyone here can review their analytics. Okay.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
And this is a thought that I came up with because I never knew how many times a marketer would edit their copy, right? Like I had no idea. So I don't come from a social media background. I have some marketing background just because I've always been in sales and in different kinds of sales, but I never knew like how many times the copy gets changed. But it's like if you think about it, when people advertise in magazines or newspapers or commercials or whatever, like wherever else you see advertisements, like they do change up their copy, they change up their photos, they change things up because they're getting data back and saying, is this working? Is this not working? Can we make it better? Right. And so, now in this day and age, like we use social media. So if anything, sometimes you don't feel like it resonates with you anymore, or you feel like there's something of a stronger copy you can put, like change your copy. And that for me was a huge light bulb. So I just wanted to share that with everyone because like not everyone comes from like a marketing background or like a social media marketing background, right? Like I was just like, hey, this is something that, I'd like to share because I was unaware of how many times someone can change copy on a post. So you can always edit, you can always delete, you can always start over again. But the goal is just to like keep shooting things out as fast as humanly possible and just kind of testing things, right? And also another thing that I wanted to add when it comes to testing things, and especially with social media, like you have to detach your emotions from some of the negative feedback that you're going to get, because like the bigger you grow and the more loud you are, the more out there you are, you're going to get a lot of negativity, but you're also going to get a lot more positivity, right? So focus on the positive things, eliminate the negative things, and have a detachment to your emotions when it comes to posting on social media, because you should have a goal in mind. What is your goal when you're making a post? Is it to make a sale? Is it to allow people to know, like, and trust you? So eventually you can build a relationship with that person, right? So have a detachment to the emotions and more of an attachment to the goal in a way, right? But let go of your expectations as well. And so I just wanted to kind of just share that, because like I've never had a reel like go viral before, right? Like this is our first for our brand. Like you did it before back then, and you know, you had a lot of positive and negative feedback, but for me, you know, I've never really seen that side of it. So when I started seeing negative things, I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I detached myself because I'm not putting myself out there for acceptance, right? Like I'm not putting myself out there for acceptance. Like I'm putting myself out there for ROI. So I do not care.
That's really good. It's powerful.
Yeah. So, you know, I know sometimes people are afraid to post or they overthink things because they're like, oh, what are people on the other side going to think? Like, I mean, like, who cares, right? Like, there's going to be positive, there's going to be negative, and maybe for every 10, 20, 30 positive comments, you're going to get one or two trolls, right? And that's normal. It's just like if you go to school, there's always that one or two bullies, right? And it's kind of like, okay, whatever, like here's my goal and you're not part of it, so bye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to, my mentor said, you have to have thick skin. That's what he said. And it's so true, because it's just opinions of other people, right?
Yeah.
You don't, this is part of like personal development. Like you have to master yourself. And so when it comes to like all these opinions that are out there, it's an opinion, right? So the quote, like a good quote for you is, don't buy other people's opinions because opinions are free, right? You don't need to buy their opinion. And instead, in fact, like what I would encourage you to do is to like just take a step back and look at it as an observation. Like, oh, that person is offering me insights, right? It's an opinion. Like it's communication of information. Like when I look at that information, is it helping me? Is it helping my blind spot? If it's like negative, it's just hate, then obviously, like it's information still, but how do you receive that information? It's about how you receive information, right? So Carla says, yes, and I trust your data. Thank you. That's huge. I really appreciate that. Angela says, this is why self-development is key. You got to prepare yourself for trolls. Very, very true. Self-mastery, 100%, right? And like that's important. Like especially if you're going into business, like if you're an entrepreneur, right? Which everyone here is. Not only that, but you're also a leader, because everyone here who's building this business, you're gonna eventually lead people if you're not already. Everyone is watching you. If you're posting on social media, you're sharing on social media, people are watching you to see, oh, should I follow this person, right? Can this person help me reach my goals? You have to be that person, that guide, that mentor that can help someone achieve something that they want, right? So yeah, but it's really important. Like it's huge, especially if you've never faced like the negative from social media. Like it's just a different world, really.
Yeah.
But
And I've never.
yeah,
So that was the first time.
I've had so many. Had so many. And there's like another quote. It's like work until your haters ask you for a job. Like something like that, And that's happened to me. Like people who like hated on me before, they're like, "Hey, how can we work together?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like we'll figure it out, But it's, just depends on how you want to approach and navigate things. Yes, you don't buy opinions, they're free. 100%. I learned that. That was one of the first quotes I learned when I first started network marketing, actually, direct sales, putting myself out there. And that really helped me just push through the noise. Gigi says, let go of getting offended so quickly. If you can't control it, let it go. Yes.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. And that's so helpful. So yeah, that it's really important though. But yeah,
And think about the positive, right? There's so many more positive. Like there's probably 10, 20, 30 positive comments for every negative. So why are we going to focus on like the negative, like that one, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if you don't get any comments at all, like that's totally fine. Like that doesn't mean anything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, it means some stuff, it's data, but it's not everything, right? Some people don't like to comment. Some people will just DM, right? Specifically for Instagram. But okay, so yeah, when it comes to like mindset and personal development, right? When it comes to any type of negativity, okay? Because I know all of us face negativity. We're all humans. So like it's about how you receive it, right? It's about how you receive it. Just don't take it personal. Like reference the four agreements, that book. Don't take anything personal. That's one of the agreements, right? So it's good practice. And as you start to blow up on social media, like literally, like that's what's gonna happen. If you're going big, you're going after your goals and dreams, and you're going big, and you're using social media to get there, to help you achieve your goals and dreams, right? It's only expected that you're gonna face it eventually, right?
Mhm.
And if you don't, that's really amazing and really good.
Yeah.
But if you do, that's just part of your journey, right? That's just part of your journey. Just go through it. And you're not doing it by yourself. Okay. I definitely needed this. This really is going to help me 100%. Yeah, it's helped me. It's, she's now experiencing this for the first time. And because of mindset development, all of us here, it's going to help all of us, right?
Yeah. And then you've talked to me about this before. Like you've told me about like ever since we met, like back in 2020, you've always like said things here and there and you've always told me about it. And you coming from pretty much like the top of the top influencers
Yeah.
in the world and like helping them. Like you saw how many negative comments he got every single time he posted. So
I,
you were used to seeing all the good, the bad, the ugly. And so you would tell me about it. So then when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. Like it was almost like, oh, we got a hater. I got a troll. I finally got a troll, right? Like you're not doing something big until you have like different opinions from all over, right? But
yeah,
it's not you, it's them because think about it. Like would you guys say something negative to someone just for no reason? I'd hope not, probably not, just because, we're working on ourselves, we're working on goals and that's just not who we are on the inside, right? And so I'm just like, oh, like that sucks that, they feel so negative about themselves to like reflect it outwards. And
exactly.
I don't take it personal. I just like, I send them love and compassion. And I'm like, I hope you find that thing that, gets you up every day and fired up. And like the end, next.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so true. Like once you have a hater, you've made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, right. But then Crystal says, right? Like success is the best revenge. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's true.
Always, always, always. Like you use that energy and you transmute it into, all right, I got to go harder. How do I go harder? How do I
Yeah,
get more of these things? Right.
exactly.
And, when you guys start this business too, there are a lot of haters, whether they say it to your face, make jokes, or like you show up to like huge, parties and someone's saying something or five people are like, it's always going to be like that. But it's like, how strong, like, are you, to face adversity or objections or people saying things. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. Like, what is your goal? Because your
Yeah,
goal and your why should be so much stronger than like little things that really don't matter. Right. So it's like a laser like focus mentality. You're just there to get the ROI, the return on investment of your time and of your money
Mhm.
and your energy. And you're just looking for the data. You're looking for key points. Right. And that's it. So it's unemotional, you're detached, right? You're just data driven, right? So
100%. Yeah, and not don't shut your emotions off, but master them. Okay, that's
cool.
something I'm working on. Okay, so I've been working on for like 10 years actively. Okay, so oh yeah, let's read more comments. Goody says positive comments and thoughts from me. Yikes. Yeah, it's great. Angela says it's funny. I love haters. It fuels me.
Yeah,
It gives me fire.
yeah,
I stand taller, rise above.
yeah.
That's 100% true. Like that's mentality right there. Mindset. I hope you heal. Yes. And that's true. Like it's like these are people, right? These are literally people like that are commenting these things. And so imagine what they're going through, right? So we that like for us as leaders, like what we can do
Mhm.
is whatever we can control is within us.
Yep,
So we can raise our compassion.
yep,
and that's it. Like send it off with love, and that's all. Because what do you lose when you send love? Like what are you losing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You get what
Okay.
you give. So
Y-
just compassion that someone's going through something and they feel the need to do that, That's all.
Yep.
Not personal.
Exactly. Angela says you should join too.
Yes. And isn't it funny how like haters or trolls or people that are negative, they really feel your fire, right? Like they really kind of put that fire under you or like push you to be like, all right, I'm gonna show you. Like I'm gonna freaking succeed and you're gonna watch. You're gonna watch. So use it as fuel. Like it's literally fuel to the fire for you to keep going and keep doing what you do just because you want to.
Exactly. Goody says, don't take it personal. It's a them problem. Yep, exactly. Right? They're hurting. They're in pain. Whatever's happening in their life. We never know what's going on behind closed doors, right? Master letting go, unbothered, 100%. Twin says she has fake accounts DM her all the time, like shaming her and just negativity, right? Like that's again, like when you're doing big things, like that's to be expected. So, but it's just like imagine like someone trying to mom shame, like that's like ridiculous. All right, that's ridiculous. Angela says that's all distractions. They are trying to distract you. You better focus back. Exactly.
Yep.
Right. And there's a quote, right? Starve distractions and feed your focus. Feed your focus and starve distractions. So whatever you're putting your mind to, you're putting your attention to, you're pouring energy to, right? That right there is where your energy should flow to. That's where your attention should go to. If it's everything else, distractions like negativity, like scrolling if it's not part of your business, like whatever, okay, whatever distraction you think is a distraction, uh like starve that. Don't feed that anymore. Okay. uh yes. Yeah, so there's
I hear little footsteps.
I know. So okay, all right, so we'll go over the analytics real quick. um you want to get them and then come back down? Babe, do you mind if you bring me some socks? Sorry, I actually don't have socks on. My feet are really cold right now. Okay. Your diet is also what, yeah, so Nico says your diet is also what you feed your mind. Yes, it's very true. It's very true. Everything like starts within the mind, right? And however your mindset is, that's how you're gonna almost navigate life, at least in my opinion. I don't know a lot about the science behind it, but when it comes to like your mind, what I do know from my experience is when my mindset was not right, like my world was not right, right? When my mind was not right, my world wasn't right. And so part of mindset development, part of self-mastery, part of learning and reading different books and being around people who are freaking crushing it in their life, like this is part of influencing your mind. When you go on Fire Hour, what is influencing your mind, right? It's everyone who's sharing a comment. It's everyone who, if we're speaking, right? It's stories, all these things. When you go to your job or to your workplace or you're off of Fire Hour, what are you feeding your mind, right? What is feeding your mind? What are your coworkers talking about? What is your business partners talking about? Like what is social media talking about, right? It just depends on what you're feeding your mind, okay? So that's huge. This is actually really important that Crystal brought that up because when you start, because the goal obviously is for all of us here to reach more people, right? And that's through social media. So naturally, if you're not reaching more people, then like we're not giving more proper tactical guidance or philosophical guidance to you that you can actually take action on. So that's why questions are important. If you have questions about like Instagram Reels or social media marketing, always ask it because then we'll give you more knowledge, more information to get clarity, right? For you to take the next step, right? Um, Angela says, for me, social media is for strictly work and self-development. Yes. I don't scroll for nonsense. This is so important. Be effective with your time and energy. Big intentions. 100% true. Okay. Like this is literally like what Fire Hour season 3. We're talking about time and energy. What is the difference between people who are so super successful? They all have 24 hours in a day. We have 24 hours as well, right? So what's the difference between what they do versus us? It's what they put their time and energy into. That's the difference, right? And everyone can achieve it. I truly believe that with the right elements and the right combination, we can all get closer to that the goals that we have. And it's about allocating our time and energy wisely. So when it comes to social media scrolling, for me, I don't scroll. Same thing with Angela. She doesn't scroll. Why? It's because what is the purpose? Okay. What is the purpose? And I'll tell you this, like a lot of people on social media, they say to do market research, but market research, it's not scrolling on social media, right? It's not like looking I mean, like keywords is cool, but the thing is like, where are you going? Like, where are you trying to go? And who is at the top that has that information? Okay. And so also like, before I go through the analytics, I wanted to share like, something about haters.
Give to
Oh, thank
Daddy.
you. Thank you. Thank you, baby.
Sock
Hi.
delivery.
Say hi.
Say hi. On your jacket.
Say fire.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to haters, right? With my mentor, this is like a story that I don't think is really publicly out there. Uh, but I'm getting louder, okay? So I might share that in the future. Maybe on a podcast or something. Because I think it's very valuable actually. But imagine this, okay? Imagine that you are a meme. Oh, imagine that you are a meme. You literally become a meme because of social media. Okay. And the meme is like making fun of your character, making fun of what you're doing, making fun of your business, making fun of what you're making fun of you. You're like who you are. And it's millions of people. And there's influencers, literally like there's influencers that are creating videos about you and they're making up rumors and they're doing all this stuff. I saw all that from my mentor because I was there, right? I literally was when we were on lives. We had Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live, Periscope at the time, Meerkat. We had all these different live streams happening at the same time on several different phones. And for me, I'm the one that's standing behind, like reading all the comments. Like I'm literally right here reading the comments, and like I just see thousands, thousands, okay? I'm telling you, thousands of comments of just negativity and hate. Thousands. So for me, in my head, I'm like, damn, like this is crazy. Like this is really crazy. And my mentor, I'm watching my mentor, I'm observing, I'm a student. I'm observing. How is he reacting? How is he navigating through this? What is his like what is he thinking? And like we're just doing a lot of experiments, literally. And one of the experiments that we ran, literally, because we figured that if the haters are not going to buy, like because this is all business, right? If the haters weren't going to buy, then we should just block them all. So literally every single Monday for like about a month straight, I can't remember everything, but about a month because of the how many people were like coming in. Okay. Like I'm telling you right now, like imagine blocking 10,000 plus people. Like imagine blocking people because you don't even care if there's even a chance of them buying from you or doing business from you because you have so many other millions of people coming in. Like what does that say? Like, how does that make you feel? All these things. And then, like, fast forward like 5 years later, there's people saying, like, hey, can you unblock me? Because I wanted, like, I'm learning from you now. Hey, can you unblock me? Because, like, yeah, he blocked me, but, like, I really like his stuff now. Oh, like, I just didn't get it back then. And now I'm finally catching up. Like, this is literally happening. Okay. All the people that were hating like on my mentor, they're all like saying he's a legend now. They're all saying like this guy was the GOAT. They're all saying like this guy is the one that started it all. Okay. So I'm just giving this story to you because like literally as we're going through the live streams, I'm like my mentor is like just going at it, live stream. There's tens of thousands of people coming in. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna block this person, this person. So I'm like literally blocking. I'm blocking all these people. That's what I had to do, like for one of the things. And so that was just it was an interesting, unique time. But I think that it's just, it's a story. It's my experience. For me, like in retrospect, would I like if you have a lot of people hating on you, like the question is, do you block them too? The question is, what do you do with that? Well, it just depends on what it is. Like, I think that when it comes to safety, if someone is like saying hateful stuff that is really hurtful to you, then for sure block it if you want, because that doesn't serve you, right? And it doesn't serve them either, because you're giving them an outlet. to continue to reinforce what they're trying to do. So then just block them. It saves them time, saves you time, right? Saves your energy. But the second thing too is like if it's dangerous, like if someone's being dangerous, then for sure block them because you don't need that in your life. You know what I mean? And the other thing is if they're just hating and they're trolling, like just ignore it. You know what I mean? Eventually they may come around like 10 years later. I don't know. Who knows? But you don't need them. Okay. Like you only need the people. You don't need anybody, but who you want to serve is the people who want it, who are serious, who are committed, who are going after their goals, who are open-minded, who are trying to determine what is possible in their life through action. Okay. So when it comes, yeah, let's just read some more comments. We'll go over the analytics. Alex says, run with it. Yes. When you have a bunch of haters, run with it. 100%. Angela says the world needs more love. 100,000%. So it says TPHA. Is it Tifa? Even bad publicity is good. It's attracting attention. Yes. And there is like PR skills and knowledge for that, right? How do you turn that negativity into something that will serve you? There's always a way. Rach says misery loves company. Haters hate because they have issues. Exactly. And you know, like it's sad for them, but it's important that like you yourself as a leader knows that. Goody says no room for negativity, 100%. Joanna says no negative people need thrive the most. Yes. I see a lot of emojis on that too. Rach says yes. B, is it B or Bea? B. I banned them from my store. Yeah, I think, you know, like if that's like the way to do it, then boom, do it, okay? It's Tiffany, got it. Thank you, Tiffany. So, you know, like there's however you navigate that, like it's up to you. But the only way you're gonna experiment is if you go big, okay? Keep on doing big things. Keep on going after your goals and dreams. Don't let the little small things, like the distractions, steer you away from your goals, okay? Trisha says haters, having anger towards everyone reaching success. Yup, 100% true. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I hope that these stories were helpful because I again, you know, when you start to post more on social media and actually get reach, like you'll be exposed to the world. And guess what? That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Especially because you're building your business. It's social media. This is the way like world is. Anyways, this one right here, 1.9 million views so far, okay? So as I'm studying the analytics, okay, I'll just read one more comment. All right. Goody says, just keep going. Angela says, execute first, then show. Own your journey and accomplishments. Yes, 100%. So as I'm studying the analytics, like I'm putting my marketing hat on. I'm looking at the analytics through a marketing eye. Okay. There's also a business eye that I'm using as well, but for this specific thing, because it's social media, right? Like I'm just looking at it. So let's just read it. So this reel got 1.9 million plays, right? Got 18,300 like likes. It got 46 comments. It got 31 shares. It got 57 saves. Okay. Overview, accounts reached. And obviously, like, I think for me, like the first thing I look at is like, damn, we're getting like millions, we're getting like 100,000 of views and like 46 comments. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? But then I look at the analytics and I'm like, all right, part of it is right here, Facebook. Okay. So Facebook, if you guys don't know, we got 1.6 million plays on Facebook. Okay. No wonder why there's not a lot of comments.
Yeah.
It's because it's on Facebook. If your Instagram reel gets pushed to Facebook, there's no way for people to comment on your reel on Facebook. So they have to go to your Instagram and then they can comment. That's the only way. That's how they set it up. If they change in the future, cool. Like they should actually do that. But I don't know. So anyways, but that's why. So when engagement is low, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But then like what also tells me like from the data is, well, what if the copy was not good? And guess what? For the first million views, the copy was literally like nothing really. It was really nothing crazy. Cause
Generic.
yeah, it was super generic. There was no really like clear direction for us. Like it's just because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared to see 1 million views on this. I literally only thought that this was gonna go to 100,000 views. But then when it surpassed that, I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna keep going. And I didn't react fast enough. I was like, I didn't have like my plan in place of like the goal of where I was gonna drive this traffic
Yeah.
to capture the attention. I should literally like that's why I changed the copy. I stayed up till like 1 a.m. to test the copy again. Like I literally every single day I've been testing it because imagine getting 100,000 views a day, and it's not doing anything for you.
No.
Like that's horrible for me as a marketer. I'm like, dang, like 100,000 people just saw it today. What did they do?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing? I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, that's a waste of our opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's why I test the copy again. And then when I changed it, we got some followers. When I changed it, we got some people taking action. When I changed it, like things were happening. So I'm like, okay, great. But then it's not enough.
Oh.
And then I started to see, again, I'm looking at the analytics. And I'm going to share with you like how many times I look at the analytics too. But I look at it and now it's like it's pushing to Instagram. So now from Instagram, we got 124,000 accounts reached on Instagram. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, like maybe the copy is not good because now it's getting Instagram, so people should be able to comment, but maybe the copy is not like catchy enough. Maybe the copy is not driving the point that we want across. Maybe the copy is not converting properly. So then I'm like looking at it, I'm like, all right, I gotta change the copy again. Starts with a headline, that's the hook.
Yeah.
Go into the body, the story, call to action. And then so I changed it 5 times, basically. I updated it, changed it 5 times, refined it, and I'm like, all right, what's happening? And what is the goal? Like, what is even the purpose of this content piece that can serve us? And so for me, like I literally last night I had a breakthrough because I had a call with one of my brothers, and like he helped me get a breakthrough. And I was like, all right, this is what I have to do. Like I just gotta keep my North Star in my mind of what I'm actually trying to go after. Like and play long term and be patient with myself. And for me, like because I'm building, like we're both building again, right? It's the first time we're actually like really building together.
Yeah.
Like for me, I love helping people crush it in life. I love helping people dominate their path, their life. I want to help people achieve their goals. The best way that I know that is through my expertise, and it's personal branding. It's through my experience. It's personal branding. It's helping someone go from nothing to something. It's helping someone make that transition from, lost to found and on their journey. And for me, like I went back to my North Star. It's helping people change their life, impact their life, be a catalyst to change in humanity. And if it's through one person at a time, then that's what I'm doing, you know? So that's why like I finally got that breakthrough of, you know what, let me just like go back into like what I was doing before. It's, personal branding, helping people like win. All right. So, and then with Crystal, it's like personal finance, right? When she was a child, she told herself and made a commitment to herself that when she becomes a millionaire, she's going to help other people do the same. She's going to help guide other people to become a millionaire as well through what she went through. And so that's her North Star. That's like what she can do. So that these two topics is what we're going to be talking more about on our social media. So then so what I changed the copy to was literally positioning us for these two topics. It's personal branding and it's personal finance. And both of us love business. So we're going to talk about business too. And now it's about the fun experiments. Okay. So I'm hoping this is like really resonating and is valuable because this is part of everyone's journey as well. And there's tactics and strategies and methodologies to do all this and make it faster and actually achieve it. But we have to identify what is the North Star first. What is your vision? Like, what is your purpose, your mission? And then how do you tie it back to you? How do you tie it back to your personal brand? Okay, so Angela,
It's
okay.
also people you want to attract, right?
Mhm.
And so I think the most beautiful process of this business in particular and this community is everyone's finding themselves, And at first you see someone and you admire them and you start to mimic them, but then you're like, but that's not me, actually. Like, I adore this person and I love the things that they love, but it's not me. So I think it's also about finding yourself. Like,
Yeah.
who are you? What do you like to do? What do you want? How do you express yourself? And just, and it's almost like niching in a way, right? Oh,
Exactly.
sorry.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's because, that's huge. That's the journey. like the journey of your life right there, right? Um, that's the part of being the fun.
And you can even ask people, like the people that are around you, they may know what you're good at, right? And so for me, like, I guess I wasn't aware enough, but like, I've had a couple people tell me, like, hey, you're really good at money, or you're really good with money. And I never thought that, because the thing that you're really good at, that is like pretty much, you understand it and you know it like the back of your hand. You don't even know that you're good at it because it's so normal to you. You kind of assume like it's just the same type of knowledge or data that somebody else has, right? And so like Jackie was one of the people that was like, hey, you're really good at money. I was like, oh, okay. And then, Jackie's very self-aware in herself, right? And so I'm like, and she's really good at like spotting someone and saying what it is, right? And then I had another friend say it, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'm kind of good at this, right? And so sometimes you can ask the people around you because they may know what you're good at, because maybe it's not their strength, or maybe they just are very self-aware in themselves that they're, it's easy to spot. So if you're like, I don't know what I like, I don't know who I am, like ask somebody, hey, what do you think about me? Like, hey, what do you think I'm good at? And people around you will start to say the same thing.
Yeah, like the specific question to ask is, and it's specifically from the people that you're working with, okay, your accountability partners. It's to ask them this, okay? What are the top 5 things that I'm the best at that you think?
Mm.
And then what are the top like 5 things that I can improve? You have
Mhm.
to ask for the positive and negative,
Yeah.
okay? And it's just information to help you get better,
Yeah.
right? There's no ego, okay? So like that right there, it's going to help you. I did that. I actually did that in 2017 when I was starting my consulting business.
Hey.
I asked my peer group, my accountability partners, what is the 5 things that I'm good at? What are the 5 things that I'm not good at? And they told me, and that helped me a lot because that helped me refine and have clarity with where I'm going. Okay. Angela says, I posted about the checks and opportunity video, 48,000 views. I got 5 leads, working on them right now. I had to do the reach outs though, looking at data and getting to know them. These people align with me. They are open and want to grow. They need to know what you're doing and what you offer. Personal brand is knowing what your vision is and what you stand for. You definitely will attract new energy and the right people. Yes, 100%. And that's the whole point of social media. The whole point of social media is to attract new people who, they've never heard about Thrive before and they learned it from you and they're actually open to getting started, right? So that's huge right there. Good job. Angela says you helped me. Thank you. Thank you helped me. Thank you. Gigi says huge help. Thank you, Gigi. So, when it comes to like this right here, right? The analytics, right? 124,000 views from Instagram specifically. I just changed the copy last night at 1 a.m. And I expect like it to be a little bit different now. I expect the experiments to be different, but I'm just watching, I'm observing, and we'll see what happens. But at least I position because I'm thinking long term. Like I don't need a sale right now, even though that would be ideal. The whole point is how can we start to position ourselves properly in the marketplace so that way anyone who finds that reel, if it keeps on going, which I think it's going to keep going, right? Hopefully we pass 2 million views because that means one new person. We just need one new person to see us and to like us and to like be open, and it's just perfect timing for them, and boom,
Yeah.
new business partner right there.
You never know
Right?
who's looking.
You just never know, right? And so when it comes to like this, it's also about playing long term, right? It's about playing long-term game and positioning ourselves to help other people win, right? Help enough people get what they want so you can have everything that you want. It's just about changing someone's life, right? Compound trust. That's fire. Belief takes a while. My goal is trust. Yes, exactly. And so with content, you can create that trust, right? So okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up because we have 10 minutes left. We got to be on schedule. So, okay, hold on. So this right here, I'm just gonna, okay, here's one other thing, okay? How many times do I look at the analytics? Specifically for this reel, because it's over 1 million views and it's still going. Like I'm looking at it for a reason. I'm looking at it every day because as it's going, I want to see what people are doing. I want to see what people are taking action on. If they're taking action, then that's huge. That's a huge win. If they're not taking action, then it's like, what do I need to change? Because I can't change the creative. I can only change the message, the copy. So that's why I'm looking at it every day. And it's simply because of one factor, because it's still going, because it's still being shown to new people. That's why. So when it comes to like looking at analytics, if a reel is not doing anything anymore, you don't need to look at it, because what's the purpose? Okay? What is the purpose of it? Okay, so the next thing is the copy right here. Like the copy is everything, okay? The creative, hi baby. The creative is the video itself. Okay, when I say creative, it's because it's the video, it's the content. What is the content saying to people in the world, right? What is the story that's happening? With this one, like people have questions about, what is Thrive? People are like wondering, like, where are we? People are just like seeing it like, dang, like, what's happening about this piece? But then the copy has literally almost nothing to do with the video, which is, it's not good, because the creative should align with the copy. But like for me, again, I'm just testing to see like what's happening, because whether the creative is doing anything for us or not, the only thing it's doing for sure is getting attention. So my question is, how can I capture that attention? And how can I help new people learn more about us? And then we position ourselves as the guides, the mentors, to help them get to what they want. And so the copy that I changed it to, you haven't read it yet, but I'm just going to read it for everyone, okay? I mean, you can read it if you want, but I think it's important for this because everyone here is about, it's like my goal for you all to like hear this is to ask yourself the question, how are you positioned in the marketplace? Okay, how are you positioned on social media? When people see your reels, what do they see? When people see your social media, your personal brand, what do they know? What are they like learning about, right? So I'm gonna just read it real quick. We built a multi-million-dollar business from our phones while still having fun. Okay. Want to make money from your phone with our guidance. It's 2024 and making extra money online is not only normal, but it's on the rise. A good question to ask yourself is, are you getting your piece of the pie too? And if not, why not you? So what does that already say? What does that, like that first like chunk say already? Like people are making money from their phones and it's possible and it's normal. And why are you not participating in it? So that calls out everyone that's not participating in the opportunity to work from your phone. Okay. The second chunk, when I say work from phone, I'm referring to building a personal brand. So you see how I pivoted the attention? I'm capturing the attention through the creative, which leads to the headline. And then from there, that first part of the copy is the hook. That's the entire hook right there. And then yeah, and then
sorry, I didn't read it yet.
I know. And then I'm highlighting, because I'm highlighting what I want to drive their attention to, which is personal branding. Why do you think I'm doing that? It's because a personal brand is a person. And I'm going to just read it. When I say work from home, I'm referring to building a personal brand. When you build the brand of you, whatever you endorse can potentially lead to money in your bank. That's huge right there, right? Celebrities and influencers have some of the biggest personal brands in the world. You might even know a friend whose job is to be an influencer. When they endorse a brand, are they getting paid to do so? Question mark. Like people, I'm trying to have people think.
Yeah.
They're thinking, their gears are turning. They're like, I'm opening their mind up to what is possible, right? As owners of a brick and mortar biz and a few other business ventures, both physical and digital, Crystal and I use Instagram to build our personal brands to elevate our income streams, right? That's positioning us now. It's credibility. Like not only are we doing this, but we are business owners. We have multiple businesses, both physical and digital, and we're using Instagram as a platform to make this possible. It's possibility. I'm opening their dream machine, right? Through the copy. We also like to attend events for the experiences because we enjoy traveling and exploring what life has to offer. That's a personal thing. That's what we personally like. So that's why we shared it. That's KLT, right? They're getting to know us more now. Maybe they like that too. So that now that's resonating. It's building that bridge within that connection. And then the trust is being instilled. Okay. The cool thing about working from your phone is you can document your journey as seen in this video, share it with the world, and also monetize the process. I just said so much right there. Okay. And it doesn't just work for us. We've coached hundreds of people from different backgrounds, all with a common interest to build a personal brand that makes money from their phones. You see, like the social proof, activate the cognitive biases, the social proof. Whether you're promoting a product, service, brand, event, real estate, vitamins, hobbies you're passionate about, or anything for that matter, a personal brand creates a stronger connection to what is being promoted. If you're at a point in your life where you're open to what's possible by building your personal brand, I've created a 7-step blueprint that guides you through setting up your personal brand. Okay, that's the call to action now. I'm like, if the ones who are open, they're learning, they're interested, etc. I just gave a call to action now for them to do something. Just comment or DM the word blueprint, and I'll send you to the page where you get access to it. Whoever does that, they're getting something. That is a clear goal. That's a clear achievement from this creative. And once it starts happening, then that means it's telling me that this is working. The copy is working, okay? Follow along our journey because we're just getting started. P.S. Crystal enjoys talking about personal finance and business, so follow our page for those topics. Shungana enjoys talking about personal branding and marketing, so follow his page for those topics. If you need help with your brand, biz, or finances, just ask. Boom.
So
Okay.
fire.
All of this is just in one
So
message.
fire.
And
So
I actually had more. I had a call to action for Thrive, and I had a call to action for our nonprofit. It's just that Instagram, the copy is so long, it's long form copy that I couldn't add it. Okay. But I added it somewhere else. And so again, like I just want to share this because it's super important, like for everyone, like to understand, like this is the power of your personal brand. This is the power of what you can do. And there's more to this too, because I know Carla asked a question about the meta, so I'm going to address that as well, real quick. But Angela says, cool thing about working from your phone, you don't need to be around people, but got to learn how to work with people. I'm really popular. I'm a really popular loner. I love to be alone. Alex says, endorsements don't always need to include cash flow either. It can be an exchange of services. Partnering with a business or someone with a similar target audience is a great way to grow your network. Yes, 1000%.
Sweat equity.
Yeah, and not only that, because guess what? Like, what does social media do? Social media helps you connect to other people. It's the biggest networking platform in the world. That's what, in my opinion. And guess what? I think, Alex, I think you think that too. So fire. Thank you for sharing. So, okay, so that's one thing, okay? I just want to share that because everyone's building a personal brand. The question to ask yourself is, how are you standing out in the marketplace? What does your brand talk about? What does your brand stand for? Okay. What do people think? And how are you converting that new attention, that new audience? Okay. How are you converting new reach? So that's one thing. The second thing is the Carla's question, right? So what is her question?
It was about the subscription model to Instagram now.
Okay. So there's I took a look. It's Meta's there. Yeah. So so basically Facebook Meta is coming out with a subscription model with different tiers for creators and business owners or for businesses. Okay. And they're saying that
Paying for views, pay to play.
yeah, it's like pay to play. Like if you pay for a subscription on the search bar, you'll be able to be like pushed to the top of the search. Okay. So when you look at, like, I just wanted to show you, when you look at the search page on your Instagram, we'll go over a little bit because I wanted to cover the experiments as well. It says ask Meta anything, AI anything. That's new. And so you can search like personal branding, right? And what shows up? Personal branding coach. It's kind of like it's like search now. It's like Google search, but different.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Can I add something that I've learned about you throughout this process? I always see things, right? Like people send me things and I see things from like coaches or what have you. And so I'm always like double checking with him. I'm like, oh, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's new. This is what's trending. This is what people are saying. This is what people with like a big following or like experts are saying, this, that, and the other thing. And he has no idea, you guys. Like Shun has no idea. Like I'm the one that actually brings him all this social media stuff sometimes, like because he's usually busy in the background working on the businesses, right? And so sometimes I'll see things here and then I'll show it to him, and like he has no idea about it because his marketing brain comes from a different place, right? And so in his mind, he already naturally is really good at marketing and personal branding, that like he doesn't keep following trends or catching things or reading this, reading that, right? And so when I was like, oh my God, like, like they're saying reels are dead. They're saying that like the algorithm has changed. We're not going to get as many views before, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm kind of like seeing all this from so many influencers, coaches, whatever, right? And so I'm just relaying back information to him that I'm seeing because this is data, right? It's data. And to me, I'm a little like, oh my goodness, right? Because we depend on marketing for business. And then he's just like, no, no, no. Like he has no fear at all. He's like, nope, no, I don't care if this person said it, that person said it. They have a million followers, they're consultants, they're coaches, they charge people for this, that. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Like if he said that, I trust him, right? And then once he started blowing up our brand, like Star Motorworks, I was uh, like we're still getting hundreds of thousands of views and like millions of views. So what do they mean? Like reels are dead and that like the algorithm's not picking up. It's just your marketing campaign, right? Yeah. It's just how do you think about marketing? What are you seeing from the other side? Like what is your copy? And so that's when I was like, and I just threw everything else out the window.
Yeah, because it's just I have a lot of thoughts on that, but we're not going to go over it on this call. But the thing is, like, what I would say about that is don't be in reaction mode. Okay. Don't react to what influencers are saying or coaches or experts are saying, especially like social media experts. Okay. Because again, like they may know things and provide insights that will help you, but it's all just information. And how do you know if their information is credible? Just because of their following? No. Okay. Well, I only have like 6,000 followers or something, right? Why do other influencers follow me? Why do other influencers ask me for help? And they have hundreds of thousands of followers. They have a million followers.
Millions, yeah.
Why do they ask me, someone who has 6,000 followers, ask me for help? Okay. What do I know that they don't know? I don't know. Like I mean, I do know, but like, what do they think I know? Right. And so like don't you like just take everything with a grain of salt, especially from people who are like trying to sell you something online. Because again, like with false advertising in terms of like saying like reels are dead or like stop doing this because blah 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 blah. Like I'm telling you right now, that's just coming from a place where it's incentivizing you to be reacting to them. And then from there, it gives the opening to say like, all right, this is what you gotta do. Like, don't do that. Like I'm telling you right now, like I already shared the philosophy, the marketing philosophy, on a fire hour training before. Okay. And I think it's like it's marketing philosophy, literally 33 views, which is horrible. Like 33 views though. Marketing philosophy, fire hour, season 4, episode 3. Okay. Check that one out. Fire Hour, season 4, episode 3. Like, listen to that. That's my marketing philosophy. That's what I use for marketing, and it works. And I learned this because of the mentor. Okay. I learned this from my mentor. And so that's something that's what I run off of. That's just what's the foundation of my marketing mind. Okay. So it's out there for you. Take it if you want. And if not, if it doesn't resonate, then that's cool too. Like develop your own philosophy then. But I'm just what Crystal was saying is that, yeah, like every single time like there is something on social media, she provides the data for me because I'm not researching social media. Like what I'm researching is billionaires. What I'm researching is data from companies that are billions of dollars that they're making. I'm not trying to research a social media person because I'm just not at that stage anymore. Like I haven't surpassed it, but I just not focused on that. I'm not putting my attention into it because I personally just don't need it. That's it. I've already learned it and I learned it from the best. There's a framework. Shoot to the top. That's what I learned from a mentor. I learned so many things from a mentor. He changed my life. Shoot to the top. What I mean by that is whatever you're studying, okay? If it's social media, shoot to the top of social media. Shoot to the top person or people on social media and learn and study what they're doing, okay? For me, I had direct experience from someone at the top of social media. They're still to this day at the top of social media. You can consider them, especially in the online space. So guess what? That's where I learned my stuff from. So that's why I don't look at these social media coaches and gurus and whatever, because I learned from someone that's above these people in terms of the knowledge level, in terms of the experience, in terms of the status that they're at. I'm taking my knowledge from here and not here. And that's not ego. I'm just telling you the facts, right? This is my personal experience. That's why influencers hit me up. That's why celebrities connect with me. That's why people and businesses try to seek out my knowledge. It's because I'm pulling information and data from here and not from here. And so when it comes to you in your personal brand, right? It's about establishing that. It's about establishing that credibility. When I was building, and I'm building again, But when I was building prior, that's where I positioned myself at the top. Here's the knowledge that I have to offer. Like, just ask and I'll provide it. Right. And then if we go more into a professional relationship, when you want me to become your consultant, now we can discuss pricing. Now we can discuss the terms. Now we can just negotiate what works and what aligns. Does that make sense? And so when it comes to social media, like, take everything with a grain of salt, but use the methodologies that we're sharing. Like, I'm going to share with you the experiment to run. And there's so many episodes. There's 3 episodes on marketing specifically from Fire Hour. Okay. Episode 4, episode 3, episode 4, and I don't know, there's a lot. There's so many actually. There's like at least 5. Okay. But just experiment and keep on testing. Okay.
And these are all the things that he used for like our reel that's at 1.9. Like all these things, like he's talked about it. He's done it like for free. It's on YouTube, right? And it's on here every week, right? You ask a question, we're going to answer it. You ask a question in the chat or DM or whatever, we're going to talk about it. And a lot of it's already there. Like these are the things that he used to have our reel go to 1.9 million views, and it's still climbing, right? And these are the same things that he used for our business to get our business viral as well, right? So it's all there for you, right? But it's just like, what are you going to do with this knowledge, right? What are you going to do with it? Like, it's free game. Like, use it to your advantage.
Yeah, we're sharing it because we want to share it, obviously. You know, I'm not going to share things that don't work because that just defeats the purpose of why we're here, right?
It's credibility, yeah.
Yeah, so, but yeah, use it if you want, okay? Use it if you want. It's available. It's available for everyone who sees this, right? Okay, Angela says it's actually not bad for the price for the Meta thing. Yeah, it's not bad. About $350 for the highest package. My girlfriend pays about almost $10,000 for advertising a month for a sculpting business.
That's a lot. It's a lot.
It's expensive.
That's like I don't even know if we paid someone 10K a month for our auto shop, like I still don't even think it would have gotten the reach that like he's gotten. So that's a lot, right? And so like sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, right? And you have to like pay to play, but who are you paying to play?
Yeah, and there, like we can go over like on the next call, on the next episode, we can go. We're gonna wrap up in like 10 minutes, okay? But on the next call, like we'll go over like advertising, okay? Paid advertising versus organic, okay? That's what we'll go over on the next episode. But it's really important because that's huge, okay? Can you take a picture of that actually? Sorry. Right there. Angela says she doesn't listen to that either. Just experiment yourself. Yes, and I've seen you've been experimenting, right? I haven't been on social media, but I'm going to be more active, like actually like looking and seeing so I can help provide more feedback. Sorry, right here. Just take a picture of that so I can remember. Thank you. Okay, so Gigi says so much fire in here. Thank you. Angela says you can't believe everything you see. Yeah, don't, okay? Fire. Yes. So, okay. So when it comes to like social media, right? Like when it comes to Meta, my opinion on this, right? I think that it's a great resource and package for creators and business owners or businesses who feel like they need to be seen more, okay? Who feel like they need to be at the top of search because they don't know how to build brand. Okay. It's because they don't know how to build brand. But the other value that I see from it is the team. Because the way that I look at that offering from Meta, the subscriptions and everything, I personally think that it's more for corporates. It's more for like companies that are really big and they have like management teams and social media teams that are like their employees like using that stuff. I personally don't see like creators like us. I don't see us, and even like for our businesses, like I don't see us having the need for it. And the reason why, it's simply because the one thing that for me, I use is building brand. That's it. And the way to build brand is through organic content creation, right? It's just recording videos, making sure that it aligns with your marketing strategy, create your content campaigns, create the right creatives, and then from there, test against the market. So I'm personally not going to be paying for this service. And for our businesses, I don't expect us to be paying for that anytime soon at all. Only reason why is because I know how to build brand. I know how to create content, and that's it. When it comes to like the other side of things, because the reel, right, babe? The reel was talking about how everyone has to pay for this, or eventually will have to pay.
Yeah. Well, I know.
So Yeah, it's very fear-based. The content was very fear-based. Like the people who push like a lot of fear, like the content, like there's people out there, like part of their marketing strategy is to push fear because fear is actually a strategy, right? Pandemic. Think of the pandemic. 2020. What was that? What was pushed? What was the narrative? I talked about this in Fire Hour season 1, right? I was talking about all this stuff as it was happening. Guess what? Like fear is a tactic that some people, that a lot of people actually they use to drive attention, to grab attention, and then to drive to the call to action. Like there's enough fear in the world. Like we don't need to like market like that. If I encourage everyone not to market like that actually because it's just low vibrations. It's low vibe. Like let's vibe higher, okay? You're gonna reflect what you attract. You're gonna attract what you reflect back out, right? So like reflect out just positivity, reflect out just good stuff. Don't reflect out the fear. Like it's just ridiculous. And not only that, like I know that the fear attracts the masses because that's what the companies do, right? But guess what? Like you don't need to do that. There's no need to do that at all. Um, Again, like just get better at marketing, get better at the philosophies, get better at the frameworks, the methodologies, get better at the skill set and elevate your marketing eye. So that way, when you're creating your content, you're building a skill that no one can take away from you. You're building a skill that even if a platform changes, you still got it. You're building a skill that is so valuable to the market that when someone sees you blowing up on social media, they will come to you, even if it's not for Thrive. They'll come to you and be like, hey, like, can we like get you and hire you as an advisor, a consultant, right? So like that's my 2 cents on that, okay? Like I for me, if you want to pay for that, pay to play, then go for it. But I don't think it's necessary. And also, the reason why I brought up the copy, okay? Like I brought up our copy for a reason. It's because I wanted to show you guys something too. Like in our copy, I have keywords. I don't have links because one of the offerings in the meta, okay, because I'm trying to answer the question with and everything in the short amount of time that we have. But in the meta thing, in the subscriptions, it has like you can only post two links in your reels per month and like the lowest package. I think like when they add links to reels, that's going to be game changer. That for sure, that might be worth it to just pay. But what's the caveat? You can only do 2 times. You can only up the highest package, you can only do up to 8 times per month. Like that means you only have 8 times at the most to earn someone's call to action, to earn someone's like buy-in, to have someone do something and drive them to a link. I think that's very powerful. But what's more powerful is what I'm about to share right now. And it's this. It's in the call to action in our copy. I say comment or DM the word and I give a keyword, blueprint, and I'll send you the page to where you can get access to it. Well, guess what? Because my software, Resurreccion Media websites, this is all in the software. And I need to go over that because Eleni asked like 2 weeks ago how to automate it. Sorry, I'm sorry, but I'll get to it next week, okay? Next episode. But for me, whenever in the software that we have, like everyone has access, that you can have it's a subscription, obviously, it's an actual software company, but basically you can create automations through keywords. And then when someone comments or DMs the word blueprint, an automation's gonna fire in the back end. And so when that automation fires, that means that someone took action and we're driving them to an offer. We're driving them to a link, right? We're driving them to Thrive. We're driving them through our online courses that we're creating. We're driving them through Fire Hour. We're driving them to a newsletter. We're driving them to somewhere else that we control. Because when social media goes down, which is done a lot of times, guess what happens? Then you lose all marketing access. You lose access to your marketing efforts. So, and not only that, you don't own like the data. You don't own the people on a list. As a marketer, you have to have a list. So guess what? That's why we have an email list. I encourage everyone, like I said before, to have an email list. So this right here, though, the keyword, the takeaway, the keyword right here. How many keywords can I do? In this one, I had 3 keywords in this one post. That's 3 chances. That's the keywords is like links. Okay. So each keyword is a link basically. So instead of me paying for the subscription and only getting up to 8 links per month, I literally can post 30 reels in 1 month and have 30 times 3 links. 33, yeah, so 3 keywords per reel if I wanted to. And then that's 90 chances. That's 90 links per month now. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing.
You're speaking my language, numbers.
It's numbers. Okay. It's like, how many chances do you want to give yourself to win? How many chances? Do you only want 8 chances, or do you want 90?
Yeah.
It's just a no-brainer. Okay. So that's why, like, I personally, that's just my 2 cents on that question is, what's my thoughts on this? And like, is this, what do I think is going to be in the future? I think it's going to be very valuable, again, for content creators and business owners who need that and who feel like who don't know about the software that I have, who don't know about automations, who don't know about how to do this and set it up. Okay. And like, that's just all it is. You know what I mean? So, and then when it comes to reach, like, I really believe that if you just get better at, content creation and your marketing, and you have a different marketing philosophy, you'll naturally, like, you'll do what we did, like 1.9 million views, right? That's just one reel. I'm not fixated on it. I'm using it as data and observation to get better. And I still need to create more content. We got to create more. We got to keep on pumping that content. You know what I mean? But that's just one way. Okay. And then I posted this on another platform and it's performing. Got over 10,000 views so far.
Oh,
So yeah, but I haven't checked yet.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and when I post on TikTok, I expect it to go to 100,000 views. I'm just saying that I haven't even done it yet, but I'm expecting it because the creative already works.
The last time I
So
looked a few days ago when you posted it, it was 2,000 or almost 3,000.
yeah, it's 10,000 over a day, Angela says, I get a lot of emails to collaborate and get paid for brands, but that's not part of my personal branding. I don't take it. It's not about the money. It doesn't align with me. Having to post what I truly might not like doesn't sit well with me authentically. Exactly.
Yeah.
Only endorse. If you endorse something, you're putting your face behind it. You're putting your reputation behind it.
Yeah.
So only endorse something that aligns with you, and not just short term, but long term as well. And it's super important that, Angela, you're doing that. Like, you're getting emails for collaborations and paid brand sponsors. I'm getting it too. And I'm like, no, like the exact same framework that you're saying, it doesn't align with me. I'm doing the same thing. Influencers and celebrities do this. Well, influencers do the same thing for sure. If it doesn't align with them, then they're not going to be using their platform to promote something that doesn't align with their brand. Because what's attached to your brand? It's your followers, your audience.
Your
So
reputation, your character,
all that stuff for
long-term,
sure.
long-term.
All that stuff for sure. But that right there, like, that's the filter process. So, Carla says, thank you. Absolutely. Yeah. Any questions that you have for that, like anything, social media related, business related, personal finance related, just always ask. We'll provide our information. We'll provide what we think.
Like, based on our experience, and it's like, at the end of the day, you guys can do what you want. Like, don't ever think that we're like, oh, we said this, so you should do that. No, like, you go experiment on your own, right? Like, you guys all have free will. We're just here sharing, like, from our personal experience and what our thought process is, but it's never like, oh, you have to, like, listen to what we say. No, like, do whatever you want, experiment whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but test. Okay, so last thing before we wrap up, which is the 7-day experiment cycle. Okay, so I learned this from my mentor's partner, and it's about how can you test experiments faster every single week. It's just a framework. Okay, so thank you. The framework is this. Okay, Monday. So Monday through Friday is testing grounds. It's testing grounds. Okay. Saturday and Sunday is experiment creation. Okay. On Saturdays, on Saturdays, you are creating you're on Saturdays, you are reviewing the experiment. Okay. Friday and Saturday is basically reviewing the experiment. How did it go? Sunday is, and also, okay, I need to write this down. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
I know. I was like, where did this come from? Sometimes we're so busy in different aspects of our lives. Like, we don't even get to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing one thing and I'm like doing another, right?
I want to write this down because I want you guys to get this the right way the first time. Okay. And there's just so much going on here. There's a lot going on. But anyways. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, just bear with me real quick. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So Monday through Friday, basically. Oh man, I don't know if you guys can see that. But Monday through Friday is your experiment is running. Okay. So I'm just gonna put E. E for experiment running. Okay. And then this is helping me work through my thoughts. Saturday is reviewing. reviewing plus reviewing plus experiment creation, okay? And then Sunday is getting your entire team basically on this. So getting yourself and your team on this new experiment and setting it up so that way when it comes Monday, you execute. Okay. So this is what it looks like basically in really like sloppy writing right now. But so Monday, okay, Monday through Friday, the experiment is running. Saturday is reviewing your experiment that you ran and also creating a new experiment based off of the data. And then Sunday is just getting all the tools ready, getting the experiment set up to run for Monday. Okay. Getting your team, if you have a team, getting your team to run that experiment on starting Monday. And then as that experiment's running, right? However many experiments you want to run, but that experiment is running Monday through Friday, you're collecting data. Saturday, you review it, you create a new experiment based on the data, and then you test it against that other experiment. You test it. It's A/B testing. And this is a cycle. This is a 7-day cycle of how you can experiment faster. Again, the person who has the most data from the market, you'll be able to create a winning, you'll be able to find a winning experiment that helps you get closer to your goals and dreams. Okay. Because this is about, I'm talking about marketing, but this can be like business creation. This can be value creation. This can be anything that you want. But I'm just saying, like, this is one of the proven methodologies of how to test faster. It's just a strategy. It's just a tactic. It's just like a workflow. It's like something to help you, just guide you to doing it faster. Okay. So if this is helpful, like I encourage everyone to do it. Like just test faster, test faster. That's the whole point. That's the takeaway. How can you set yourself up to test faster? Right. So this is what I'm doing. I'm actively using this framework to test things faster on the marketing side because I want to continue to create value in the market, but also make sure it monetizes because we're in business. We want to make money. So that's part of the experiment that we're doing. And so on the next episode, okay? Next episode, we'll cover organic versus paid advertising because $10,000 for that type of business is a lot. I don't know how big the business is, but if it's a huge corporation, then I guess that makes sense, right? But if it's not, if it's a small local business, if it's a family-owned business, then like $10,000 that's a lot of money. But if they're paying that much, then there's only two things: either they have the money because like they got the funds to do that, or they're wasting their ad dollars because I mean there's three things. It's like they're wasting their ad dollars because it's just so much, it's just really high, or that the ad dollars is actually converting and they're making a lot of money from it. So there's like basically three ways from that, okay? But we'll go over organic versus paid, why I think brand is like organic brand building is way stronger, and how you can amplify organic with paid. And then only that, but also I'll go over the software, the automation, because Eleni asked like 2 weeks ago. I haven't done it yet. But we'll get to that. And I'll do like a screen share as well for that. So you guys can see exactly what it is. But everyone can literally do the keywords. Like you create keywords, automate the process, and then from there, that buys you time. That gives you your time back so that way you can focus on more things. You can focus on more content creation. You can focus on more, servicing other people and like helping your team win. Alex says quality assurance, quality control, a necessary part of any successful business. Yes, 100%. And if you're doing something too, like if you're doing something over and over again, there's only three things that you can do, right? Is you can either delegate it, automate it, or eliminate it. And so whatever you're doing over and over again, chances are you got to either delegate or automate. So how do you do that? It's either by hiring or it's either by implementing software. So for us, like we hire and we also implement software. And if we can automate something, then don't delegate that. Just automate it right away. Go straight up to software. Go straight up to automating that process. And from there, it's just so many things. Okay. So Angela says you got to experiment and find your formula. Yes, 100%. So that is a big takeaway, right? Experiment faster. What experiment? And I asked you guys a question on last week's episode. What was the one experiment that you were going to run last week, right? From 7 days ago. What experiment, like do this for yourself. Like ask yourself the question, what experiment did you run? Did you run an experiment? what experiment are you going to run for the next 7 days? Okay. 7 days from now is going to be the next fire hour. So what experiment are you going to be running next? All right. So we will see you on the next episode. Hope this was valuable. Thank you, Carla, for asking that question. Thank you for all the comments. Hope again this was valuable. Crush it. Have an amazing Wednesday. Dominate your path. Let's get it. Let's do this.
And we'll see you guys this Saturday. Sorry, we'll
Oh.
see you guys this Saturday at the Health Expo in Brea. If you guys are showing up to support our girl Sarah, Joanna's flying in, Ruby will be there, Goody will be there. So if you guys want to see how a vendor booth looks like, how it's set up, all the things, we'll see you guys out there. Check in the chats for more info.
Let's get it. All right, we'll see you there.
Love
Peace
you
out.
guys.
Love you all. Love you all. Peace out.